Hello, and welcome to Words from Yo Mama. I'm your host, Simone. If you're a mom or maybe considering being a mom and you want some encouragement along the way, then this podcast is for you. On this podcast, I interview moms from every walk of life as they share their experiences. So thanks for listening. This will be one of the last recordings for a little while, and I thought, why not go out with a bang? This mama is the one and only Valerie Staten, the First Lady of my fantastic church, Living Hope First United Pentecostal Church. We have not only one, but 3 episodes. There's going to be the part 1 and part 2, and then a bonus session that is unbeknownst to her. It's just her sharing some things, but we got outside of the 2-hour window because I had some technical difficulties. So just enjoy these last words of wisdoms, and hopefully next year something new will be birthed and we will have tons more moms that I've interviewed, recorded, and edited for you guys. I just have limited capacity right now, just trying to navigate through life. So thank you all for your support, your participation over the years. I've appreciated it. And I look forward to all the support in the future and all the interviews from all the other mamas. Love y'all. How do you prioritize your marriage and raising a family?
So we will do a date night now. It's not like, okay, Monday night is date night. It's literally when we can, just because of life, But we prioritize that, and we tell our girls, you know what, we need some time away. One thing that we like to do, and this is crazy, our last really big date that we went on, we found really, really cheap tickets to fly down to Orlando for the day.
Nice.
And actually, no, we did, we used our points. We had a bunch of points. And so we paid $5 for our airline tickets. We flew down early that morning, like at 6 o'clock in the morning, landed in Orlando at 8:30, went to Hollywood Studios for the day, and then flew home the next morning. It was amazing. And it was super spontaneous. And we didn't tell the girls. We told them we're going to be gone for the day. We're going to go on a date. And and they're like, where are you going? I was like, we're going to go up to DC early in the morning, which is not a lie because we were flying out of DC. So
Right.
we fly out of DC, we land, we go to Hollywood Studios, and we send them a video of us in front of Hollywood Studios. And they were like, what is that? Are you guys there? Like, they were freaking out. And it was so much fun, like just doing something so spontaneous like that. And so now we're like, we have to make that, like, we have to do that. We probably won't do it like once a month, but when we can, we want to do it. It was so much fun. So just doing stuff, making sure that we are investing in each other. And don't get so wrapped up in everything else that we forget that we were friends first. Before we even started dating, before we got married, we were friends. And so we need to make time to be friends, because at some point, all of our daughters are going to move out of the house and have their own families, and it's just going to be him and I. And if we have not invested now into that relationship, when it's just me and him sitting at the dinner table, it's going to be really awkward. I'm going to be like, who is this man? Like, I don't know who you are. This is really awkward. So making sure you are making time, and we've tried to do that, especially the last few years, just focus in on making sure that we're investing in our marriage. Whether that's just getting breakfast one morning together. One thing that we do, we get up in the morning and have coffee together every morning, when if he's in town or if I'm in town. But we have coffee every morning. We do our Bible reading, and then we go about our day. So that's a small thing that we do Maybe we can't get on an airplane and fly down for a day trip to Disney World, but we can get up in the morning. And it's just little investments like that over time that add up to a lot of value in the future. So finding things to do to prioritize our time together, and that's just our thing. Our thing is coffee in the morning. When he's out of town somewhere, I will text him. I'm like, I need you here because you make the best coffee, and I am having coffee by myself. And he does. He makes the best coffee. Literally, he can't ever die because he makes really good coffee. He gives me a hard time and be like, the only reason you want me around is because I make really good coffee. I'm like, it's not the only reason. It is a reason, but it's not the only
Uh,
reason.
that's too funny. That's a good one. So share with us your go-to meal, something that you whip up in the kitchen that you don't need a recipe for, and it's always a winner and everyone loves it.
Enchiladas. Enchiladas. Yeah. It's either that or I would say probably just our my spaghetti sauce. That's probably the two. I don't need a recipe for it, and it's easy, quick, but and everybody loves it. So, yeah,
Many,
definitely.
many moons ago, you made nachos. I don't remember why, but you'd made us a plate of nachos, and it was the best plate of nachos I'd ever had in my
Huh,
life. We had a girls' Bible study, and it was a big plate of nachos. Not that saying your enchiladas aren't great, they're
right,
fantastic,
yeah, yeah.
but those nachos were killer.
That's funny. Okay.
What do you believe makes your house warm and inviting?
Um, I set the atmosphere in my home by one, vacuuming the floors.
Yes.
Dirty floors, I can't do it. Um, so and on my hardwood floors, making sure they're swept, and that's just a thing. Like if I look down and there's a lot of dirt on the floors, I'm like, this place is trash. Like we have to clean this up. But other than that, I always try to have some kind of ambient sounds happening in the house.
You do.
Yeah, so obviously now people know our Disney situation. A lot of times I'll just have so at Disney World, they have different resorts, and each resort is themed something different. And so one of our favorite resorts is called French Quarter, or not French Quarter. It's Port Orleans Riverside. And so it's kind of a New Orleans theme, obviously. And so sometimes on YouTube, they have where you can play the sounds that you hear at those resorts. One of the things that Disney does so well is everything is immersive, from the sounds to the sights to the smells. Everything is just very intentional. And so a lot of times I'll just play that background music on YouTube. I'll find that, and that's kind of my background music. Even when everybody's gone from the house, it's just kind of different resorts. Sometimes it'll be the music you're going to hear if you're walking through Magic Kingdom. Just different things that I know when my kids walk in the door and they hear that, it's going to trigger a good memory for them.
Nice.
Even the smells, so you can get like the oils of the scents that you smell when you walk into certain places at Disney World. So I'll get those, and that'll be what I have in my diffuser. So when they walk in the door, they're hearing the sounds, they're smelling, and it triggers good memories and something positive. And it's just a way that I've tried to make my home inviting, not just to other people, but to my own family. So.
I love that. That's so
Yeah.
great. I never picked up on that until just now, but you really you do. That's cool. So, our last and final question. I appreciate your patience and bearing with me. Um, can you offer any words of advice or comfort to the mamas out there to close out this interview today?
Be willing to humble yourself, and also don't be so serious all the time. Relax. Your kids can feel when you are stressed out and tense, and obviously there are times when you're going to be stressed out, but create that atmosphere in your home like we just talked about, to where your kids feel peace. And sometimes that requires us as moms to just relax a little bit and not be so uptight. It really bothers me, or really hurts me, when I see people be so uptight with their kids. Like, your kid walks up and like, "Hey mom, look at what I just drew for you." "Okay, yeah, that's fine. It's great. Good job." And they brush them off because they're stressed, and they that kind of stuff. And I watch the facial responses of those children, and it crushes me. And I've done that. I know. And I early on, I know I have done that when my kids were little. And looking back, if you want to talk about mistakes I made, it would be, there were times that I was really uptight, that I needed to just relax and speak words of life in your home, even when things are chaotic, even when things are stressful and we don't have all the answers for life. Speak faith, speak life, create an atmosphere of joy. Joy is not circumstantial. Happiness is, but joy is not. You have to make a decision that in my home, we are going to have a spirit of joy even when circumstances are not favorable. And that's hard to do, but what it takes is discipline and intentionality as a mother. I've always said this: a mother is the thermostat of the home. She sets the temperature. The husband and the father is the head of the home, but the mom, she will determine the temperature of that home. And we need to be very careful on the temperature we're setting in our home. And we make the decision, you know what? There's going to be strife, there's going to be tension, there's going to be chaos at times. But overall, this home, we are going to make it a place where there's joy, where there's peace, the fruits of the Spirit. I mean, the basic Christian fruits of the Spirit. We have to be intentional about that. So just learn to relax and not be so uptight. It's going to be all right. Learn how to look at yourself in the mirror and say, everything's going to be all right. Even if you don't believe it, say it till you believe it.
Yeah. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
So good. So good. Well, that is all that I have for you. I so appreciate you coming on and giving us this time. And I love you.
I
And
love
thank you
you.
again so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been fun.
It's been great. I loved it. Well, you have a wonderful evening, and thanks again. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. I love you.
Well, that's all we have this week. Be sure to tune in next week for more Words from Your Mama.